nothing that he can't find. We all fly, don't give Buckman the stink eye. Do or die, Schmuel Buckman's an old guy. Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. Go toe to toe with Buckman, he will eat your freaking soul, no doubt. It's Schmuel rock and roll, it's Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. We get buck with Buckman, we know you're up to something.
How delicious was that? Huh? You enjoy that? It's me, it's Schmuel Buckman, walking up to the camera. Let's see if we can move that a little bit so you can all see me. All right. What's happening, folks? All right. And shortly, one Mr. Pat Dixon will be here. And I'm Schmuel Buckman. Let's get the show on the road. Da 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 da. All right. It is a roll call time. Let's start it off. Let's see who's here. Chris Mack is here. Chris Mack, I have a question for you, but I will ask that later. Something about your chat the other day on the Echo Pineapple stream. MG082, Skull, everybody. Pat's coming. Yes, Pat will be here. Hey, Final Boss, what's going on, buddy? Coach Muttering J, those are old. Let's see, Latanya Vegas, Buck Mafia. Hi, Latanya. Welcome. Premium 2681. Let's do this. Pat will be joining us about the 15 minutes after the hour. Oh, I thought you meant you were going on Pat's show. This is much more interesting. No, I need him to come on over here. I already did somebody else's stream earlier for a few minutes, and that was waste. Soggy Fritos wants Dance Dance Revolution. That would be fun. Garrett is a hack. Buckman. Little MG. We get to see Sam Bibley. Is he deadline? No, he's not. He had an EKG today, though, just to make sure that he's not going dead. Unban Josh, Jenny Van Schmuel. It's part of that whole making you want me to be there. Actually, I have a gluten-free pizza rustico, which was in my toaster oven, and I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, I got to grab a piece. All right. Roo-ra-roo, ha-ha, over here now. Send me to Dreamland. Schmuel, the Mets are back. All right, New Eurekan. Hopefully that's true. And let's go. I'm just going to go all the way down. Chris Mack. Soggy Fritos, Pistols at Dawn. Stevie Lou Comedy. I'm going live at 9. Please make sure you're done here by then. No, but I think we can make sure your settings are redirectable. And anybody we got left here, we will send over there, Stevie. Chris. Schmuel, the asymmetry of information is substantial. I'm happy to answer your question, but understand that the adverse selection is a real thing. Yeah, adverse selection is a real thing. All right, let's go here. I want to pop back to something else. My camera seems to have me a little bit off, so let's see if we can adjust that a wee bit, and let's pull it back a little. Ah, there we go. And I don't know if this will work. Let's just say. Wrong way, Jose. Then I go out of the green screen thing. It's all good. All right. Oh, I know that's probably better. No, that's worse. Ooh, it's frightening. All right. Yeah, I just got off with Husey and I can't even think, man. I just got off with Husey, Tommy Jordan, Rochi, Lemmy, and Echo Pineapple. The Echo Pineapple is stuff, and Schmuel, your audio was so fucked up on Husey's panel. Yeah, my fault, because the headset connects to two devices, and I was originally using my phone, and when I moved over to the computer, I did not disconnect the Bluetooth from the phone, and the phone takes priority, and blah 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 blah. It all becomes a bit of a nightmare, and it's crazy. Drunken Donuts. We all understand you're so busy with all these streams; it's hard to focus. You know, we keep saying all these streams, all these streams. I don't think that there's quite that many, but yesterday I was on BYB. Was it yesterday? I don't even fucking. What day is today, people? Today's Thursday. Yesterday I wasn't on anything. I was all alone. Tuesday we did this show, which was a dud. Monday I was on with BYB, and Husey asked me to come on tonight. The Big Hurt's wife, also known as Penny. Penny, the question has become, where are you guys? And what's happening? DeVito'd into Bolivian. Dixon is everywhere lately. It's what do you call it? Hold on a second. And let's just move this. Yeah, it's, to be honest, it's not really the stream so much that are taking up my time. It's the other stuff. I never thought trying to get the business sold and shit was going to be as difficult as it was. So that's the deal. I do laugh because I get like, oh, you're on stream all the time. That's like a Ray DeVito thing. And when I actually put the times together, they're not actually it doesn't really seem to be as much as people think, but that's what people think. So there we go. And without further ado, let me bring in the boss, Mr. Pat Dixon. Hey, Pat.
No one's ever called me that before, Schmuel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a first. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm
I was watching you earlier today with Haley, and you, aside from you two guys making a very cute couple, you're great. You're great on stream together.
Oh, thanks.
And I was fascinated by
I feel
what's
the same
going.
way. I feel the same way about you and Panhandler.
Yeah, and Pan will be back, I think, Tuesday. There's the thing is, you can't do the magic doesn't happen if you try to do it too much. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What do you mean? You've been having him on too much?
No, not that I have been, but I don't want to. You know, like
You want to preserve the magic. I understand. That's why you never want to talk to him off stream either.
yeah. Well, the thing is, we get into like I also need him to build up. Like he'll come on and he vents, right? So he's like an empty vessel. needs some hot water to build up the pressure. So we have to give him some time to do that. And
You can also just piss him off.
yeah,
Build it up for him. See if you can gas him up, on the show.
I can, but he's also been on so many. I noticed he was on other streams a lot, so it's let's not overdo it.
There's a little jealousy there too. Yeah.
Not with me, but
okay.
no, I don't care. I'm happy for him.
Is he getting
Look,
paid to do those? Like he is for yours?
I don't know. I think he just likes to do them. But no, I'm happy for him. I just don't want to. I feel like if somebody's on a lot of other streams and you bring them on, it doesn't have the same impact as if they're on, once
That's
in a
well
while.
reasoned. Well reasoned.
So that's the deal. I wanted to originally talk to you about comedy and some comedy writing because I was fascinated. I always get fascinated when you talk about it, but you were talking about the Rodney's gig, and you were talking about how some of the jokes that people wrote, and you were like, not necessarily that they were great jokes, but had they been done with different word order,
Yeah.
or shortened a little bit, they would have been
Sure.
significantly better.
Yeah, you can polish a turd. I mean, in spite of what people say. I mean, anything could be made better. I mean, but like, yeah, they mostly they should have just ripped it up and started over. But yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, I guess you're probably talking about what I guess it was Stevie Lou set we were listening to.
Yeah. Now, did you listen to all the sets that happened that night, or just Stevie Lewis?
No, I didn't listen to all of them. The only one I saw that was available was I guess. No, I listened to Kiki Thompson's from the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess his from this time. Yeah, yeah, I didn't hear anybody else's.
Thank you, Final Boss, for 6 months of membership. Who knew it's been that long? Because I would have liked. It was to me. It was interesting listening to them. As much as I didn't want to do it, and I gave Stevie credit for that night because he actually wrote something, and he delivered it with some confidence and stuff. And yeah, they probably didn't land, but like I was like, there's something there. But I really felt like everybody except Stevie and Ray it was the same stuff that they do all the time. Very disappointed in Brennan. It was essentially crowd work, nothing new, nothing interesting. You got all these people out there sort of on the pretense that this was like your comeback to comedy. And it really wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't really see it, so I mean, I don't know. I'll have to take, I mean, I can't contradict you, but I will say it's been an awful long time since he's been on stage, so, and so he didn't want to take it too seriously, probably.
Yeah, and maybe I'm being too harsh, like
I don't know. Maybe you think too much of him.
Well, everybody's. I mean, all the comics that I talk to, not that there's huge numbers of them, but the comics that I talk to all tell me how that he's a great stand-up.
He is. Yeah, I guess that's true. He's very good.
And so, and I feel like for that audience, because he hasn't been on stage in so long, it would be more almost like riding a bike. Like I feel like he could have gotten up there and just done some old stuff, and they really would have enjoyed it.
Isn't that what he did?
I thought he just hosted. I thought it was a lot of crowd work.
Yeah,
I didn't think he really did any jokes at all.
Oh, okay. I thought when you said nothing new, I thought that was what you meant. Was that he had done old stuff? But you say he did no stuff. He just
I thought
work?
I thought it was just crowd work, and and again, nothing wrong with crowd work, except I have heard him talk about like Voss being a shit comedian because all he does is crowd work, and it's always with Kevin. Excuse me if I'm moving on screen here. I'm trying to get this angle right. there's always this, he talks shit about all these people, and then he goes and does exactly the same thing, right? Which is not necessarily new for Kevin.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, the only difference I would say is that Voss does it night after night after night, or weekend after weekend, or however often he does it, So I mean, that's kind of like what his that's his destination, And I don't know if it's I don't know. Brennan probably gets bored with doing jokes, that's anyway. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I thought I'm glad that you found those comments interesting about joke writing and stuff.
Yeah. No, I did. I was hoping that there had been more. I think it's very funny that this is from Stevie Lou Comedy, Mr. Comedy himself. Schmuel's been talking about this for 3 weeks straight. How is that possible?
How is it possible?
Have you seen me? No, but you get different people who have different takes, and I haven't spoken to you, so this was my opportunity to ask those questions. So, I guess your thing of late, two things really. You and Bob are doing a show. Is that correct?
Yep, we are. Yeah. I wish I was a better salesman for it, but yeah, it's just me and Bob doing a show sometimes, and it's going to kind of go back and forth from his channel to my channel, and that's the only plan so far. I mean, there may be other stuff, but that's kind of what seems to be happening.
What'd you do? Steal that idea from Carl and Schmuel?
Yeah,
well. I'm sorry. It's just that the dabbleverse sometimes can be so small that everybody thinks that anybody who does stuff on here, whoever did something on here, did it here for the first time, and then it's being stolen by another member of the dabbleverse.
Yeah. Somebody invented characters. I heard, that kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Or when somebody does a puppet, that's his. You're not allowed to do puppets.
All right.
And
Bob and I are doing a show. It's fun. I guess it's we're just getting started. So
I enjoyed it. I watched it last night. I enjoyed it, and
thanks.
It seemed to get people. Excuse me. It seemed to get people liked it. I have to.
You all right?
Yeah, I had something go down the wrong pipe. I tried to slap some food down before I got on here, and I think half of it got stuck in my throat. And I'm also great because I had an EKG today, so and passed that with flying colors.
Is that where you have to get on the treadmill?
No, the EKG is the one that you just they just hook you up to leads.
Leads like suction cups.
Well, yeah, 30 years ago. Now they use sticky notes, peel and stick, and then they attach electric leads to them, and they run it. And
what does that test?
Your heart. It tests the electrical flow through your heart, and it can detect like heart attacks and stuff. And then the other one that you're talking about, where you get on the machine, and do the treadmill and all that.
Thing you didn't do.
That's in 2 weeks. So I have that done once a year. But I go in before and whatever. I had a heart attack.
I would
30
hate
years
it
ago.
if I had to get on a treadmill once a year. I would fucking hate it.
It is kind of annoying, but you do it. It's like
Especially
every
with
5 years getting colonoscopies. I hate doing that too, but it's like you got to do it.
Well, that I find pretty pleasurable, but I mean I've never done it actually. I probably should. I don't want to hear it, but
yes. By the way, I am hilariously nervous talking to you.
That's silly.
Yeah, I know. As if we don't talk regularly. So did that. It was great. Thought I was, it's every now and then I get like sucked in my head like, I'm having a heart attack. But
you think
I'm
you're having
not.
a heart attack? No.
This is just, I've been getting I had some chest pain, and
It's your rock and roll lifestyle.
tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Cigars and dames.
Yeah, it really is. I think it had more to do with me digging up a backyard and laying electrical cable last weekend. But you know,
Jesus.
let's not.
Humble brag. Digging up a backyard, laying electrical cable.
Yeah, I do. Apparently, I do a lot of humble brags.
That is insane. I wouldn't do that.
It's great. Like, I don't know. I get like what do you call it? A sense of satisfaction. At the end when I throw the switch and nothing blows up and no one dies.
Huh. So you're like an anti-terrorist because they would feel the opposite.
Yeah, they would be setting it up
Disappointed. Oh man, nobody died. Nothing blew up.
So we replaced the hot tub, and somebody said he's gonna kill Cookie with that, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna throw a cat in first and see if it makes it, and all the cat lovers get all.
You gotta have and then you'll have to have a test cat every time you're gonna get in.
It's not like they aren't available.
I don't know
I'll
if
just
you
go to
can
Mersh's
tell.
house and grab one.
Don't the cat. Yeah. You replaced the hot tub. You got a new one.
Yeah, the old one is
You
gave up.
wore
the
it
ghost.
out. You fucking wore out a hot tub.
Yeah, I wish I
That's
could
what I
say
said.
that.
Rock and roll lifestyle, man. You cannot stop.
All that.
What's the most people you ever had in there?
Probably 6,
So,
maybe. It's not a big.
So you
And
had
it's all old
the
fat
Holtz
people, so
and the
really
Ricadas.
4. Yeah. Yeah, I try to avoid going in there when it's
When it gets a little
with
swingy.
some of the neighbors, yeah.
Oh, really? You share it with neighbors?
No, I don't share it with them, but they are invited over, and we do have like little barbecue in the backyard, and people go in the hot tub.
Oh my God, dude! I had no idea you were into that sort of thing. And you don't like to get in there. You just like to watch.
No, I like to get in there when I'm alone or with Cookie.
How come you never do a hot tub stream? Have you done one?
Mine. No, I've threatened to do them, but I've never done one.
You're trying to tempt that offer out of Deadpool or something. Maybe he'll throw you a few bucks for a hot tub stream.
Yeah, and well, there won't be any man ass and penis being crushed against each other, so I don't know that he'll be interested in it.
I don't know. It doesn't have to come to that, but no, I haven't heard anything from him. Granny's asked for the link a few times in the chat, and that's the only time. I mean, only time I've heard from Granny, but I don't mind. But like, I let him on one time. He was a little drunk, and it's not that I can't be around drunk people. I just don't like. I can't be talked over. If I'm doing if I'm hosting a show, I can't. I got a low tolerance for it.
Some people drunk on stream is okay, but others, it's just intolerable because they're not making any sense. They won't shut up.
Well, they're loud. Sometimes they think they're funnier than they are.
Well, that 100% they think they're funnier than they are. They're like, this Dixon thinks he's a comedian. I'm gonna show him.
Oh, I don't know if they even think that. They're just like in any situation, they think booze, man. I miss it as far as that goes because it really would, man. Like give you the I don't want to say confidence, but you don't give a fuck I used to have a beer right before I would go on stage, and then I would go puke, and then I'd be okay. I don't know why. I think it was my stomach at the time.
I think we've talked about this that my stage fright, like being terrified of going on stage.
Yeah, why did you go on stage the other night? That was I guess you conquered it, huh?
That was between me and you. I mean, that was my secret reason. I never expected I was going on stage. It was not in the works. It had never been planned. Kevin had been kind of avoiding me all night long, and I feel like he brought me up because he wanted to embarrass me.
Oh, well, yeah.
And my attitude, I went up. I wanted to just see if I could do it without being afraid. And guess what? I did it, and I wasn't afraid. So,
well, you must have had some expectation of going on stage. I mean, you brought the notes, right?
No, it was the only thing I had in my phone. I had made a joke a while ago. I had gone through the Stuttering John um, divorce stuff because I was just I had the stuttering. Somebody had sent me the Stuttering John divorce stuff, and I had it, and I made a joke that I would go on stage at. John was going to do a show like in Poughkeepsie or something, and I was like, oh, I wonder how much for me to open for him and sit on a stool and read his divorce documents. And I had them in my phone, and it was the only thing I had on my phone that I could. There was no way I was going to go up there and just make a joke. So I was like, "Oh, it's Rodney's. I've got court documents. What better to do than read court documents?" So it was sort of an instantaneous decision.
So people get it right away and then just kind of go, I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know.
I don't know. NJ Ranger got it. I don't know that anybody else did. But yeah, but look, it was fine for me. My thing was, hey, man, I did it. I wasn't terrified and wasn't embarrassed afterwards.
Wow, great.
I just was like, yeah, this is great. And, you know, I've watched it and it's like awful, but.
That's the first thing you go for is not embarrassed afterwards. I mean, that's the lowest level. And then you build from there as far as, you know, feeling good about it. But not embarrassed, that's key.
And not that I want to do it again, but, you know, I did have Kevin behind me making faces and rotating his little noisemaker.
Oh.
You know.
So how did you even get up there? Was he just like, hey, who wants to come on stage?
No, he was. They were closing it. I think they were trying to figure out. Rodney's is a really shit system for ending the show. I think maybe it didn't go as long as they wanted, or they thought Brennan was going to do more time, and he just looked over and saw me and told me to come up.
Oh, okay. He was just having fun. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure their system is like everybody else's. I mean, isn't it? They just drop the checks and then people pay and they collect them and then they give them a ticket.
They don't do a check drop spot.
Oh, that's cool. All right, that's good.
Which is great for the comedians, not so much for the club, because then it ends and everybody's standing there like, where's my check? Where's my check?
That's crazy. They don't do a check drop. I've heard of it like that before in other places, but I don't know how they work it. Sometimes they're going now to like there's clubs that have just shit on the table where you pay your bill there. You don't even have a server.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been fine. But then it was also like, so when they came over, it wasn't like they gave you a check and you gave them your credit card and they took it. The guy had one of those handheld credit card machines.
Oh, okay.
You know, where they tap the card.
So theoretically,
he's got to do like
really
each
fast.
person individually, and everybody's standing around them, and it was quite a mess. And then they give you a little red ticket to signify that you've paid your bill, so you're allowed out of the club. But if you have like a table of 4 or 5 people, they give you one red ticket. So one guy shows that at the door, and everybody else is like, "Yeah, I paid. Yeah, I was with." They put it on that other guy's. So it doesn't really prevent anyone from just walking out.
Seems a little off anyway.
Yeah, I don't know that the guy who owns the club. I don't know. Maybe this is the first club that he's owned. But it is a shit system. And I'm not the only one to have said that.
Right.
So let's jump into it. What's your view of what's going on? The dabbleverse seems a little chaotic at the moment, right? With sort of this entrance of Ethan Ralph and the Chrissy Mayer quartering stuff. What's your thought on that?
We've had a few new characters, haven't we? I guess it was like Mersh kind of started like, you know, dipping his toe in, and, you know, him and Ralph have a history or whatever. And then there was Scarlett. And so, you know, since Scarlett and Mersh, I guess, were around, I mean, like, I guess anybody who fucks around with Scarlett is going to be sort of talked about at this point. You know, people seem to have latched onto her, has made it. She's, you know, a big one this year, you know, I mean, this past year or so. Don't you think? I mean, isn't she the one that's kind of changed everything?
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, I'm also not like I'm not the biggest Scarlet fan. It feels a little like uh I don't know. We're taking advantage of the mentally retarded or something.
She's fine. She's not mentally retarded. But like Scarlett and Ralph, what a romance. And I guess like Chrissy Mayer, yeah, is a pretty big story. I mean, like really, she was out of this thing. She had nothing to do with the dabbleverse anymore. I mean, people mentioned her all the time, but she wasn't like doing anything in the direction of it. And now people finally have something to talk about with her that's worth talking about.
I don't know that I wouldn't say unlike Gino. I think Gino tried to get into the dabbleverse to make money on it and stuff. I don't necessarily, and it obviously it didn't work, and he complains about how he's not part of it, and dabbleverse all sucks, but yet perfectly happy to grift off of it. Chrissy, I think, was out. Like she had she had nothing to do with it. I mean, she did the Stuttering John interview. She does some stuff with Carl, but other than that, none of her regular stuff involved the dabbleverse at all.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. And now there's something to talk about. I mean, her only connection was Carl. That interview with John was years ago.
Right.
She consciously wanted to level out of it, I think. No, whatever. I mean, I don't know if she was trying to work for the quartering or not. I really don't. I mean, Chrissy, as I predicted, I didn't think she was going to be at all like she's, it doesn't really affect her that much, emotionally or anything. It's hard for anybody to like bother her with this shit. Especially now. I mean, the worst has happened, I mean, she was friends with that Brittany Venti, and now she's not anymore. And now I guess Brittany is going to be an enemy of hers or something. And I don't know what's going to become of that.
Yeah, I do love how angles in the internet get played where Brittany had retired, according to social media. Brittany had retired and only came back because what Jeremy Hambley was doing was so horrible. She felt she had to make a statement and be involved.
But I thought he took her channel down. Was she not one of them?
No, I think she was. She's been on something else for quite a while. So I don't know. Look, I don't know a lot about her. I mean, the only way that I really know Chrissy and any of these people is the compound connection.
Oh, okay.
Right, and that's where we learned them. And then because of Chrissy's relationship with a former compound host, right? She's more interesting than she would be otherwise to me.
Yeah, I mean, she was doing comedy when I met her, but barely, And now I don't know what she's. Look, she's laughing it off. This whole, I guess, everybody's kind of losing sight of the important thing is that there were a bunch of channels taken down.
Right.
And she doesn't really seem to be, I mean, she hadn't seemed to be particularly against it. She didn't want to have, what's her name, Melanie Mack, have to talk about it. And, it just really rubbed people the wrong way. It's hard to explain to people exactly why that's so. A lot of people kind of like, in trying to explain it, like, why is everybody so mad at Chrissy Mayer? It takes, it's a little, I mean, you could just say, because she's a bitch or whatever, but that's not really it. It's, I guess.
See,
doesn't care about the channels,
Right. There's this thing that goes around like, oh, no more Chrissy, no more Chrissy talk.
Has that been said?
Yeah, but my view on this is it's not really Chrissy talk. I mean, it is like because she's the person, but it's the story around it that's interesting, and it's not going away, right? All of these right-wing sort of grifter types that I would think, January Sixers, anti-woke, whatever, seem to become they kind of like the biggest whiners in the world.
You're generalizing, though. I mean, really. I know people that did time over January 6th, and they're not whining about it at all, so.
I'm referring to the streaming
Oh, right.
group, right?
Well, wait. You mean like Chrissy was at January 6th?
Right.
You say she's one of the bigger whiners? Or she seems to be the one calling people whiners.
She is calling. And I'm not referring to just this, but like overall, like all of a sudden this Christian faith seems to have popped up everywhere, and not just with her. It's
No,
the
a lot of people
trad
do
cat
that.
thing is becoming very popular.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people talk about Catholicism and stuff.
Yeah, and finding Jesus and
Why does it have to be up front like that? I mean, like, but wouldn't you, if you got a religion or something, mostly just keep it to yourself? I mean, it's like a pretty important thing. It's like a personal thing. And I guess it's like supposed to be part of their ideology or something, but I don't really see it.
So that's what that was kind of my point. Like it feels like they're using their faith or religion as an ideological point, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm now Christian. This means something.
Yeah. And we've all been saying that, really. I mean, like, I guess we've all been saying that.
All right, Jimmy I319 celebrates 1 month membership. She's on at 9:30 to catch up on super chats, etc.
Oh, that'll be great. I mean, I'm sure she's going to do that, too. I'm sure she's going to address each and every one of those negative super chats. That'll be funny if she does, but I don't think she will. I think certain ones, she's... She didn't read them that night at all. She kept saying she needs to get to them, and then she would look down, and that was a stalling thing. That was another thing that she could kind of deflect away from whatever was being said to her to do that. It made her seem really shifty, regardless that she was lying to, that she wouldn't admit that she lied to Brittany Venti about the, not getting the link so she could come on and fucking ambush Melanie Mack. But I mean, I don't know if it would have been an ambush or not. I guess you could call it that. Because she was going to come on and question her. I mean, this all starts to sound really catty really fast. That's kind of my problem with talking about that part. I mean, like, all the bullshit about the corn and the cake, we can let that go. That has nothing to do with anything. Just, like, forget that.
Yeah, I was... Haley today on your show made a good point, which is Chrissy was saying things like, well, I'm not going to read the negative ones about Brittany. And then you pointed out, but she would read the uber positive ones about her.
Well, she didn't read any. Everything she read seemed to have like an anti-Britney kind of slant. I mean, like it was ridiculous for her to say that. It's like a double swap. Because she's not gonna. All she was gonna do is read the ones that are like fairly positive to her. And she claimed like I'm not gonna read these negative ones about Britney, which also suggests there's just a shitload of negative ones about Britney. But then everything she read did seem to have kind of an anti-Britney thing. I don't know. Look, this level of analysis, I started to hear the way she was talking in that interview with whatever his name is, the guy over on Rumble.
Camelot, was that? Or
No. It was some guy on Rumble that she was on with yesterday. And she's just kind of, I mean, I guess I just wasn't, whatever. I mean, the tone of voice is very dismissive, and so like, it kind of, I'm not going to say it ruins the fun or anything like that, but it is sort of like, well, geez, if that is a very arrogant, condescending sort of thing. So like, as somebody who doesn't watch her, give money to her, really nothing I can do except just watch what happens and talk about it. I mean, because like what action could anybody take?
I thought to me, the thing that Haley said that was interesting was when she said she wasn't going to read, I'm going to have to do a second show for these super chats or whatever. There was like, she could have put some order to it, right? She could have said, there's so many of them. I'm going to read the $20 ones or the $50 one, whatever. And it wasn't. It was just ones that selectively sort of, swept for her and smacked Brittany with the broom a bit.
That actually might have been our conversation the other day. Because Haley and I did 2 shows this week, I think.
Yeah.
So it might have been that.
Well, I watched this morning, so that was
Yeah.
where
Oh, that was the one. Okay, because I don't
that
remember that coming up. I thought we were kind of past that by then, but maybe she was just.
look, anything's possible. You know me, I'm old. I thought, Eckel had beads in his hair. So what do I know?
You and Eckel. And I listened to some of that, and I was like, "But these guys even? Why are they at odds?" I couldn't tell. I honestly couldn't tell.
I was trying so hard to like not be at odds yesterday, like kind of, but I will say that I went into that thing completely unaware of what he was pissed off at, right? Like
Yeah.
I had no idea it was little comments that I had mentioned that he was fat. Um, uh, uh, and it was like there was like all these little things, and I was blown away, and I'm sitting there and I'm like going, why the fuck am I here?
Talking to him?
Yeah, because it just took forever for him to get to like anything.
Yeah.
And he had like 10 clips. I think we got to the first, and he was all up, and it was like he had gotten all upset because when he was doing a take off the mask pre-Hackamania.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And my joke essentially was that if he looked like Clark Gable, he would just show up at Hackamania without taking off the filter first. So he was preempting, and it was just a joke. I had no idea what the guy looked like. And you didn't understand. And I mean, it's like I got all butthurt about it. And I'm just like.
So he had like 10 clips of you saying things about him.
Right.
Wow.
We only got to one.
Oh, so there'll be a part 9 through 10, I guess, one clip for each time. That is amazing. So it's like a bunch of these microaggressions or something that he's upset about.
Yeah, and I was combining that with his comments on my channel. He always making comments on the streams, which are fine. I mean, you want comments, but they're very sort of inside baseballish or correcting things that I say as if it relates to him.
Oh, right,
It's
yeah.
so strange,
So why? Oh, well, I mean, it's coming and commenting on your channel. It's and like he said, I think I heard that part of it. He said, I usually like to fall asleep listening to you. It's very late, and then sometimes I'm in the chat, but then you get the desire to weigh in, even if you're not in the chat. So I had to just do it in comments. I mean, like, you guys don't have any disagreements here. It's weird. I just don't hear what the problem is. It's like such a fucking. It's like you guys should start a show and call it Grudge Match, and then just the two of you can sit there and have this polite, sort of back and forth about like what sort of kind of bothered you a little, and
See,
it's insane.
I guess when you try to get these things across, but I can never get anything across that's even remotely subtle. I didn't care. Like, it didn't bother me. Like, I was looking at the comments, and one of the ones that I picked out was he had done a show on a Saturday, and apparently had breaking news about Joey C. And Thursday night, the following Thursday, I said, "Oh, we got some breaking news, about Joey C." Making a joke because it had been out there for a week, and and the comment I see it the next morning is, "We actually broke that on our show the prior Saturday," and my thing was, I wasn't upset by it. I wasn't angry. I was just like, is he really thinking this much about this show? You know what I mean? Like,
that's odd. You guys either need to team up or just get the fuck away from each other or something. I mean, It seems like just like watching each other just to, see who can get offended at the least. I'm not trying to spread it apart across to both of you if it's not the case, but I mean, like, I can't imagine it. being offended by something like that. Shit, man. I've had people say much worse things about me that were fucking nonsense. And, like, after, don't you just, I don't know,
But that
man.
was, and this is, well, I tried to say that to him, which is, dude, people say shit about me all the time. Your show. I'm a burn victim. I'm a talentless hack. I'm
No
a low
eyebrows.
effort this.
Bug
no
eyes.
eyebrow. Oh, it's not a big deal. Like obviously you hear it, but you don't internalize it. And then when a guy gets upset because you made fun of his sissy haircut, you're just like, wait a minute. I was losing
I
it.
don't know. I just try to stay on everybody's good side when it comes to shit like that, I think.
Yeah, I generally do too. Well, some people. I mean, I get into beefs, but usually I know what they're for. I have reasons to do it.
You get into fights with people all the time.
Well, it seems like all the time, but it's not really as often. I think I can. I could list them out, but I think
It just
I
seems
also
like
think
you
they're
alternate.
valid.
All you do is alternate between BYB and Clonton and fight with somebody and take over the show for a little bit, get into an argument with one of the either on BYB or do you go on BYB anymore?
No, I was on there the other day, and
Okay.
I did kind of shit on Ethan Ralph, but
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and he was, fuck you, man. You don't know shit about shit. That was pretty entertaining. I remember that now. Yeah.
Well, come on, man.
Fuck you, old man. He acted like you were Penny sitting down at his table. Leave my table. I don't even know who this old woman is.
You waited for me to you waited to do that. Well, it was just, I don't know. I wanted to point out the fun of him commenting on the downfall of Chrissy and all the shit she's going through, and like, well, you've been through it, so why don't you tell us, what it's like to go through it? And he got upset about that.
Well, it was because you said, like, what's it like? What you said is you used to be more successful. Now you're less successful. What's that like?
You used to be a top.
Now you're
and
nothing. Now you're
not so
here.
much. What's it like going from?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty rude. I mean, like, I was like, what's he got against Ethan Ralph? But, because, hey, look, you can pick on anybody for shit like that, but you chose it. You did it. Is it you don't like Ethan Ralph, huh? I assume it's like a personal thing. You just don't really care for him.
It's not personal. I just think that he's a purveyor of garbage, and if I have a chance, look, it's like Gino. If I get a chance to go after them a bit, especially if they've been going around and every place they go, like Quad, I think like admires the guy and kind of looks up to him.
Ethan Ralph?
Yeah. So my thing is like, you know what? Let me knock him down a bit.
Well, we're all purveyors of garbage. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, we just are, I mean, like, look at this. None of us are. I don't even have to say splitting the atom, curing cancer, that kind of shit. None of us are even, carrying a hot meal to somebody or something. Like I think waiters have a little bit more integrity than some of us. I mean, like providing some entertainment for people who opt in. I'm not ashamed of it, but you can't like blow it up like it's not garbage. It's to a degree. It's trust me. I feel like we're all gonna lay on our deathbeds and go like, what was that? What do we? Which is why I hope if I get killed, it's just instant.
Yeah. On my deathbed, it's going to be like, oh, thank God you only did that in the last couple of years of your life.
Oh right, yeah.
But no, it's just funny to me. It's probably just my nature. Like I see a guy like Ethan, and he's kind of out spurting this is what you should do, and this is the way people are, and whatnot. And I'm like, well, let's throw a little bit of that back on you, and let's see how you respond to it.
Yeah. He is banging a porn star.
But I think anybody could at this point in time.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody could. I think there's limits. I don't know. I don't think she's that easy. I don't know. I really don't know anything about her. I don't think she likes to fuck all that much, to be honest. I mean, like, that's how a lot of them get. I mean, she might like it with her significant other, but I don't think she's. I don't see. Maybe all the promiscuity has been kind of banged out of her at this point.
Yeah, I what do you call it's possible. My biggest thing was like, I couldn't imagine having to sit in a room and talk to her. You know, like, could you imagine having a conversation with her?
Look, I've seen her have conversations that were perfectly lucid, and go like, where is that person? Like, I don't know what the difference is. It's just that sometimes she talks a mile a minute and doesn't listen, and then when she was sitting there eating nachos, she was alive. I found it very endearing watching her sit there and just eating those nachos like it was like she hadn't eaten in days.
Yeah, well, and you're also a much nicer guy than I am. So, there is that. But no, anyway, my beef thing is some people like Gino, I wanted to call out, right? Ethan, I wanted to call out. I get into beefs with them. And, I don't know what other. Ava and I have a fundamental disagreement, and that's like an ongoing beef. I guess you could say beef.
Why? Well, what's the fundamental disagreement?
We got into it over the striking and Stuttering John stuff.
And she thinks that he has to protect his rights, and that he has a right to do that.
Yeah, but it was before that because she struck Schmuel for showing clips that she had up on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
She had posts on YouTube. They had downloaded them, and then once she knew they were going to do that, she privated them, but they already had them. And then she was like, he was showing private clips from long ago.
Oh, that's not really accurate then, is it?
Yeah, and I didn't, and then with the Stuttering John stuff, it was like, are you trolling him or not? And she used to come on the stream. We'd have some pretty heated arguments. And I'm like, you're sitting there telling John, oh, you're a good father, and other things. And I'm just like, what's going on here?
But we still haven't gotten to the fundamental disagreement.
The fundamental disagreement is over the two sides of striking and some other like issues.
And that was enough. That now you guys can't just like you can't have Ava on anymore.
Well, we could. I mean, we could settle it.
Okay.
It's fine. But the thing is I
haven't seen much of Ava lately, or maybe I'm just not. Maybe my eyes aren't open. She's probably on stuff.
She was on Husey, I think, the other day.
Okay.
She doesn't. What do you call it? No, it would be fine. It's just it's a. I don't know. It feels more like an intellectual, if that's the right word. It feels more like a friends dispute, right? Over things.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Than the other stuff. Like, I like Ava. I just think that some of the stuff that she does, and like when she argues, sometimes I feel like it's disingenuous, And even and arguing with me when she gets like, if she'll get frustrated, she'll start calling me old, wearing diapers. I'm a boomer. I ruined the country.
Hey, at least you have a way to know you're winning.
Yeah. And so, but that's that's funny because that happens in a lot of these. Like, if I get into a dispute with anybody, and they're not beefs necessarily, but they're talking, and when you're sort of confronting them with things that they don't want, that's when you're, yo, Joe. All right. Johnny Mac 550 only tipping because Pat Dixon is here. Pat, you're a music guy. Who do we think Schmuel's favorite band is? I'm going with Air Supply.
Let me guess. All right. Well, it's not like a Jimmy Buffett. I don't think you're quite like that. But favorite band. I bet you have to formulate the answer in your own mind. Even you probably haven't thought about it. Maybe. A favorite band. Oh, God, that's tough for you for some reason. I never really gave it any thought. I'll just take a shot in the dark and say Foreigner.
Yeah, it's currently the Hyde Bluegrass Orchestra.
Okay.
But there you go.
That was my second guess.
I know. I know.
What the fuck is that? I mean, I understand it's bluegrass.
It's bluegrass folk kind of stuff. It's like I've always been into that.
You like Pete Seeger?
Yeah, did you see the Dylan movie?
I don't know, a long time ago. Yeah, when it came out, I guess.
Yeah, because they
You know
really
about the
made
documentary thing?
they made no the Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, the one from like a year, 2 years ago or so. Yeah. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't see that yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Pete Seeger is a central character in that, and they made Pete Seeger's fine, but Pete Seeger was never what's the word that I'm looking for? He was no Joan Baez, he was no Bob Dylan. He was none of those things. He was very more of a he
Puff
was
the
a
Magic
local. He's
Dragon
really a
kinda
local
guy.
guy. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I don't like Pete Seeger. Fuck Pete Seeger. He makes me mad because he was the one saying like he was so upset when Dylan went electric and everything. I would have cut the cable if I would have had an axe. I've heard him say that, in an interview. It's just like and he said it with so much, like he
lots
was
of
so upset, really passionate about it, and had a wild look in his eyes. Like acoustic instruments are like so fucking great, but electric. I don't really love acoustic music that much. You obviously do. You're into bluegrass. I don't really. To me, it doesn't move the needle very much.
Yeah, I dig acoustic. But in that circumstance and in a lot of circumstances, I think it was Dylan came from Minnesota, and he's the new kid on the block, and he'd taken Pete's advice on a lot of stuff, and then slowly as he grew, less and less, less and less, and I think that was a lot of it. You know, what is the movie Cocktail, where you got the one guy who's the bartender and he's got everything going for him, whatever, and Tom Cruise comes in, and Tom Cruise sort of is the new kid on the block.
I don't
And
know. I've never
you
seen
watch
that,
the old
but,
guy, but it's the classic story of the new kid comes in and supplants the old guy, and the old guy's not happy about getting supplanted. And so I don't know how much it had to do with the instruments as much as it had to do with he was pissed off at Bob Dylan.
well, thank God nobody young wants to do what I'm doing, because I would hate to be supplanted.
Would you?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I
I've been
don't-
passed up in comedy a ton of times. I remember when I started getting passed up a lot, when I was in New York. I mean, like Amy Schumer was like nothing, but she was on her way someplace, right? So she zips past, like fucking tons of people have. I mean, like, come on. Everybody who's become a big comedian in the last however long is like, but it has nothing to do with me. It's not personal, But I mean, you're not always going to do better than the people right behind you. After a while, some of them will obviously, become big deals.
Do you? How did you? Did you feel yourself in competition with other people or no?
No, never. Unless it was even if it was a competition, I didn't feel like I was in competition with them. Even at a comedy competition, I'm not in competition with them. You know why? Because like if I do you're only in competition with yourself always to get the best out of yourself you can and all that shit. So I mean, like if you do that, then like what more can you do?
Yeah, because that's how on here, that's how I feel, right? Like I'm in competition with myself, and that's I don't get. That's why I don't get too involved. Obviously, I talk about other people's shows and things like that, but I don't really get too involved in. I don't care if somebody gets great numbers. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't really.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. I feel the same way.
Like that whole it's all gatekeeping. Oh, he's a gatekeeper, and you're like, get the fuck out of here. And
Gatekeeping.
yeah, that's the big.
Like none of us have the real power to gatekeep anything. Not in the true sense. YouTube can gatekeep.
And they have.
And I guess somebody like what's his name? The Manigler. What's his name? You know, the quartering, yeah. He has the ability to gatekeep. Apparently, he can just like shoot down a bunch of channels if he wants to.
Yeah, but can it? But does it work and does it last?
I don't
Right.
know. I don't
That's
know.
that's the big question. And a bit
Hey,
of
I
drunk.
mean, anybody can get around gatekeepers. Like we stopped having gatekeepers in stand up. As soon as the internet became, the thing.
Right. I just drunk a donut 2340. Complete horseshit. If you're in business, you're constantly in competition with everybody else.
Okay.
Very much disagree, and I've been in business for a long time, and it really is about what Pat said about competing with yourself. And Coach Muttering J, not true. You're in competition with Carmack, Pat, KB, Shuley, and Melton. We're not, though. I think that's the fallacy is that we are, but we're not.
I mean, you could look at it. I understand people looking at it that way. I mean, there are measures, there are objective measures where you can look at and say who's made more money. Okay, well, there's a leaderboard for super tips, and there's playboard and whatever. If you wanted to count all that stuff up, you could say, well, this show makes more money, and this show has more viewers, and this show has a better call to action. They have more members. I don't know. I mean, like yeah. There are measures if you wanted to, make an objective measure of it, sure. But like I guess what I'm saying is I don't think of it that way. I never thought of it that way in terms of stand up. Now over here, I don't really. I don't think it's a healthy frame of mind. It's something to keep in the back of your mind. You don't want to be doing shitty, but you also have to do what you can do. You can't like. If you start thinking in terms of, okay, well, what's going to drag more viewers or what's going to drag more money over here, usually you're doing something, you could be doing something that is not authentic, and then in the end, it's not going to help.
And that's
right. That's why you can't, it's not really helpful to look at it that way. I understand. Yeah, we're all in business, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like, it is a certain kind of business, isn't it? It's not as cut and dried as sales.
Yeah, but we have like the distinct advantage that we have here is you really have an unlimited audience, right? Like the pie is unlimited, and it can grow, and it's not. I think like if you have a Penny and the Big Dork that do well, they make other shows do well. Like this kind of rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not the Kevin Brennan. Every dollar you send Pat is a dollar out of my pocket.
Right. Yeah, it's not a zero-sum game in that way. We're not all like in the same. I don't know. Like I guess what you're talking about is like a regional thing where hey, there's only so many places that sell this product that we're both selling or something.
NJ Ranger. It is a large. For $1.99, it is largely a sticking it to based economy, though.
Pat's coming. Pat's coming.
Yeah.
That's funny. They're doing my Pat's coming from ages ago, which I'm sure you know about.
I've seen that on some of Final Boss's clips.
Yeah, the Final Boss.
Pat's
Final
coming.
Boss
Pat's coming.
Who's welcome here? Who's pulling up our chats for us? That poor guy takes a bunch of heat, that's something I find interesting, right? So you get a guy like Final Boss. For some reason, people don't like him. I mean, he has done some embarrassing things, but it's like
nobody doesn't
they can
like him.
never let it go. Well, no, I know, but it's just like they make his life a pain in the ass.
No, they don't.
Okay.
What do they do? They joke with him? Or they say things?
Yeah, they just shit on it. They just shit on him all the time, and then every
Yeah.
time his name comes up, he sucks, or
Well, I hate to say it, but he is the youngest one here.
So he's going to take that.
I think he's the youngest one here, and so that's why he gets, and even if he's not, he appears to be the youngest one here. He acts like the youngest, and so everybody there's a birth order thing that determines personality. I don't know what his actual fucking situation is.
Calling it his hazing ritual.
It's not even that. It's like it'll go on forever. He'll never be amazed until there's a bunch of younger people than him that he can bang down. You know, you just always bang on the youngest person a little bit, unless they're, I don't know, some kind of a Dave Chappelle or some shit. You know, I mean, Dave Chappelle was like new in New York City, going around fucking 15, 20-year comics in New York, following him from club to club to see what he was going to do next. You know, that's rare.
Is he? Yeah. Did you hear at the time that he was here or no?
No, God, no, it was way after.
Look at this.
But like I never hear anybody say anything truly like. I mean, not lately have I heard anybody like really going off on him. Oh, Tass, yeah, the youngest, she's 12. I don't really count her.
Did you have a problem with your super tips today?
Yeah, I fixed it. I fixed it in real time. Did you? Are
Can you
yours
help me
fixed?
fix mine in real time?
Yeah, sure. All you got to do.
Do I have to update my web source?
Yes, you have to update your web source, and the way you do it is you go to your super tips. Are you on your panel there?
I'm in my in EVMux.
Well, go to the super tips panel where the page where the you must have super tips open at least.
Yeah, I have super tips open.
Okay,
I
hit
have a super
settings.
tip here that's not playing. That's why I'm
Okay,
asking
just
for
hit settings. Right.
it.
And then
Yep.
go to overlay.
Hold on, my friend. Settings. Overlay.
Okay, now copy the URL there. But in the box that says default.
Hold on. I'm not seeing.
Do you have two boxes? One should say untitled and another one.
Oh, there it is. I got you. Overlay. All
Yeah.
right. And
Okay.
what am I?
Oh, you just now tapped overlay?
Yeah. So now what? Reset URL. Or
No,
copy URL.
don't do that. Copy URL should do it.
All right, and then paste it in my.
And then paste that in. That's what worked for me. Hopefully it'll work for you.
All right, let's figure it out.
And then you got to be sure and refresh over there after you do that.
All
Not
right.
refresh your page, but there's a little tiny refresh in the bottom left-hand corner. Clip this, by the way.
All right. Da, 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 da. Okay, here we go. I got it now. It required something else. And you did have to put that reset was a refresh. And now let us give it a shot because the lovely let's just say. There we go. It worked. Ava Riser for $5. Buckman looking super hot tonight with the Reebok hoodie look. Yes, I get a lot of shit about my Reebok hoodie look. So apparently you're not Reebok is not a cool brand to wear. But thank you very much, Ava. I appreciate it.
You're not
and
a cool
thank
guy.
You and thank you for the kind words with my what do you call it? I had with Eckel, I was just trying to explain to him that I was just giving him what was the word I'm saying? I was just good-natured ribbing, and he was upset, and Ava sort of stepped in to let him know that that's what it was.
Nice.
Now, how do I take it down though? I don't have the.
Just hit the X.
There is. I have a pause button. I don't have an X.
It's not up there being played.
It says, yeah, it's showing up here. I have
Hey, where are you, David?
that wasn't me. Don't, oh, I think somebody was being a wise ass. All right. That's very weird. All right. Well, do it this way. And we shall get rid of it. Hold on. I can't be doing this while we're on stream. All right.
It's fine. Just pause it, and at least it'll go away.
When I hit pause, it doesn't really do anything. So, I'll do that.
We've reached the depths of my knowledge about it, but I'm glad you could play it.
No, I was. It's going to be up there for a while, but I'm laughing because I when you were in with Haley today, and she was telling you what to do. I'm like going, oh, we can't do this stuff on stream. And sure enough, we were doing it on stream.
None of the shit
here's
she said worked, by the way. None of it. I had to show her how to do it afterwards.
So I just did what you told me to do, and the new overlay added a QR code right in the middle of your face. So how funny is that? So
I guess you didn't do it right.
yeah, it's all
Fine.
my.
I don't mind. I really don't mind.
I got it.
I mean, in fact, I'm very comfortable with it. Don't take it away.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna. Why is this so? It's like I'm trying to like. I'm just going to. Okay. All right. It does not want to go. All right. Playing piano indicates that we've got a problem here. So
I
this is probably.
I was just trying to make a little music in the. No, it doesn't.
I don't want to
indicate
waste
that.
my time. I don't want to waste our time doing with that.
I don't either. Leave it there, like I said.
Yeah. So I'm really just wanting to catch up with you. Our boy, I see Karmic is back to take on Steel Toe. How do you have any feeling on that? Like,
Hey, I mean, I think that Steel Toe's fascinating, isn't he? People always want to go after him in the morning, like he's the name brand in the morning or something. I don't really see it. I mean, like, if you want to do a show in the morning, great. I mean, it doesn't even have to, like, what are you going to dethrone that guy for, you know? If I was going to start doing a morning show, I wouldn't even mention Steel Toe, you know? I mean, like, what's the... I think it's kind of funny, but yeah, he considers himself the king of the morning.
yeah, he was going off about, this is the realm in which I reign.
Yeah, it's his Steel Toe, man. He's a powerful force to be reckoned with in the morning. Yeah.
How do you feel about like sort of the delusional with him about how much he's his viewers, and he's destroyed Patrick, and he's destroyed this one and that one. He was PDP, or not PDP, the other one, Piggy,
PPP?
Little Piggy. They stopped doing it because of it was just nobody was really interested in it anymore.
Fuck,
Their
it's still
numbers-
got an assload of viewers though. I guess it was like if it wasn't interesting to the people doing it, that's one thing, but. And now Patrick has apparently retired or died. I mean, like he's, I think he's just taking some time to, rest and heal and whatnot. But I guess he's kind of look, the guy, how long has that show been on? A year? Something like that?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and it's done very well. It's done very, very well. So I would not call it a defeat. Look, I mean, I'll tell you what I think of Steel Toe saying that shit. Another win for the Toe. That's where that comes from. He claims victory always. Everything that happens is a victory. And there's several people who do that.
Yes, there are, as a matter of fact. Some of them are pretty funny. Look, Karmic was basically claiming victory right up until the time his channel got banned. So there we go. You don't have to answer this question, and I hate when people say that, but I will. But the dabbleverse wants to know: how did you wind up with two of what seem to be the most psychotic women that we get to be around? Were they very different? You've said Chrissy was very different when you were dating her,
Oh,
right?
like different from anybody I'd ever met. I was really into her. I mean, I couldn't have been more into her. Like, I'm just going to speak honestly. I thought she was it. I was crazy about it. No, I never thought about marriage or anything like that. I wasn't on a traditional path. I sort of had a delusional view, of what was going on there. But because I just thought, like, it'd be better if we got along all the time and that kind of stuff. But the not getting along with her did not look like the not getting along with, a lot of other people that I've been with. It wasn't that bad. It was, she had a different set of issues that I'd never come across. So it just was, we were fundamentally incompatible at the end, but I really thought she was great. I mean, like it was, she was 10 years younger. I don't want to hear it. And I was like, I certainly don't place myself above her in terms of, like shit, a woman like that's lucky to get me or something, I think she's definitely good looking enough for the likes of me. So I really had to, I was very traditional with her. I saw her, and then I didn't, like, the night we met or whatever, I didn't have any kind of, like, the only way I could get in touch with her was through this guy. I had a mutual friend, not even a friend, but he ended up in some class that I was in. I think it was a voiceover class. And, like, the guy was, also into her, but he was friend-zoned and shit. So he, like, he wound up giving me her number or something. I don't know how. But I asked her. I used her email. We struck up a conversation. Decided to, I guess, meet up. I mean, like, asked her on a, like, to get together with me, just like that. This is me, whatever. And she was willing, so we did. And I don't know. I was just always really impressed with her. I thought she was really attractive and fun. And she's been like kind of had it all, but she had, there were other problems that were not so apparent. That, like, you could see the pattern there. But it's kind of funny about that guy. Now that I think about it, that guy had cats, and one time he went out of town, and he had several people coming over. He didn't want to have one person do the whole cat duty, so he had somebody coming over to feed him. And then somebody coming over to do something else. I don't know. Maybe they were on litter box duty or something. And then he wanted her to come in and just sit with the cats for, like, I don't know how often, an hour or two here and there. Somebody's gone for like a week. And, she just didn't do it. She said she would and didn't. So the guy asked if she came over when he came back. He's like, did you come over and sit with the cats, pet the cats, whatever, spend time with the cats? And she was like, yeah, of course. And he's like, okay, well, here's the card that I left with your name on it, conspicuously, that had payment or whatever, for you. So it was like, I think it was like a gift card and maybe some money or something. I mean, like, she completely busted herself, like that was his way of making sure that people actually came. And she was busted.
Well, it wasn't like she was supposed to feed them, right? She was just supposed to sit with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So they didn't starve, but I mean, like, she also said she did it and didn't. What does this say? Dixon
I'm
Bang
putting
Chrissy.
it. It's trying to get it fitted here so that the QR code wasn't on your face. It says $5 from Avarizer, and she wants to know, would Dixon bang Chrissy now if she was down?
She's a married woman.
Well, let's assume she wasn't.
Like, she's available?
Yeah, she's available.
No, I guess I wouldn't.
So when I saw the diving video, right? The infamous diving video.
Oh, I made a bunch of them. They
Right.
were all like 10 seconds long. They were her doing dives.
And Gino tried to make that seem like, oh, it was creepy or whatever. I
Yeah.
swear, dude, I was watching them and I was like, Pat was really into this chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was, yeah. I was really into her, but I wasn't into her at that time. I was more like, you forgot all about these. You forgot I took these, I felt more like kind of, I don't know, like, this is something you guys don't know about her, and I guess I was a little proud, both of her. Like, look at her go, I mean, she was very good at it. I mean, she was ranked 8th in the state at diving. That's something. That's an achievement, I mean, like, she was very good at diving. I don't know. I also thought, so, like, I know something about one of our hosts that nobody else knows, and I have videos of it. What's the harm? I mean, it didn't seem like a big deal to me. I don't see anything, I don't know, creepy or stalkerish about, she indicated an interest in going and doing it one time, and so I just was like, okay, I'll we went to the diving place and I shot video of it. I mean, big deal. I still don't. That all strikes me as kind of silly, but Gino was not a fan even at that time. He wasn't a fan. Gino wasn't a fan of mine for a long time.
So that, like, he wasn't a fan of yours for a long time, like before that, right? Like predating all this stuff. And speaking of competition, do you think that was it, or he just didn't like you?
No, it was definitely, it was probably the competition thing. I mean, I think he liked me fine, but he didn't like that I was around. Look at this.
Tommy Jordan for $20. You crushed it tonight, Haas. I appreciate you.
That's for you.
Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was on with Husey and them. Just trying to get Eckel to show a little more, be a little more honest about what he was doing, because he was going after Tommy. Oh. And Tommy, thank you for gifting 20 Schmuel Buckman memberships.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much, buddy. And but don't spend too much over here. Yeah, I don't have the F1. That is Final Boss in the back. So if you see chats that seem like I wouldn't put them up, they're up there. That's why. I don't know. That was the thing. Gino does seem like a bit of a bitch. Like he would be worried. He would be concerned about you taking over or getting his spot.
Yeah, he was mad. Like that. He was mad that I was like the sit-in guy for that. Never really even got to really materialize very much. But I was supposed to be sitting in for Anthony Cumia whenever Anthony Cumia couldn't make it. And that was so I would have been there during the whole time when hosting that show when he was having his trouble with his heart and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, unfortunately, I guess it was.
I was long gone by then.
There was the punch heard around the world changed that, right?
Yeah, it's barely heard around the bar. I mean, it was, but a lot of people did get excited about it. I mean, it was strange. I didn't think it would have that big of an impact, but I mean, Gino really made sure that it did. It was first and foremost in his mind. I had kind of forgotten about it by the time I got across the street.
It's interesting because you would think, I don't know, I would think if that happened to me, right, I wouldn't have been talking about it that much, right? Because you did kind of look, it did make him look a little bit like he got sucker punched. It's like,
I disagree. I don't think he got
I shouldn't say that, sucker punch. He got punched, and it's like he looks like a bitch doing the complaining, the whining and this whole jaw thing and this bullshit now. I'm sorry, but this bullshit about the $30,000 because of you hitting him.
I know.
Is like, come on, man. It's just, you're full of shit.
He refuses to elaborate on how exactly he had $33,000 worth of dental work done, but I would love to look at his statement. All he has to do, if he wants me to consider paying him, send me the statement showing that. Send me your full Amex statement. I'd be happy to give it a look.
Well,
and see.
Yeah, Pat, I don't think anybody believes it, because if they did, the dabbleverse is pretty generous, I believe that they would help him out. I think, I'm not sure.
I don't think they would. I mean, look,
All right. For Avarizer for $5, what did Chrissy do wrong that makes Pat Dixon not want to have sex with her anymore? Thank you.
She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong at all. It's not that. It's not like, I'm not punishing her by not having sex with her. I mean, that's been known to do that. But that's what I do. I'm like a woman. I withhold sex when I'm angry. No, it's not that. It's that, you know what it is? Obviously, it's just like I don't have any problems right now as far as women go. It's the best it's the best it's ever been, and I don't see any reason to see what kind of problems that'll cause.
Well, and some of this stuff is like, look, I loved my ex-wife. She was great. Our divorce was easy. We are friendly afterward and whatnot. But it's over with, like we're done. And even if I weren't married, that's not the door I'm going to go knocking on. If
Yeah.
and so it's like you just you move on, and you get.
I mean, we're just talking about fucking even, but I know I just can't see that being, without its issues.
Yes, frankly I think that rarely is there just fucking when you particularly as you get older, right? And you never know what you think is just fucking is not something that the person you're just fucking necessarily thinks.
I don't want to get my heart broken or anything.
And all right, what about so? But you have this. I guess you've told these stories, and the thing is, like, your history with women is hilarious, right? I mean,
Yeah, it is.
you've got you've got great stories. It just and it makes sense that at least two of them would travel in the same universe as you, right?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. It's a big world. It's a big internet. None of us ever had to be on any of the same shows at all or on the same network or any of that shit. None of that needed to happen. I think it's perfectly plausible that none of them would. I would really have preferred always to just move ahead and not like I don't. Isn't that how it is with so many people? You break up with somebody and they just fade into the past. I've known other women. That's what happens. You have nothing to do with them anymore. My ex-wife, nothing to do with her. None of my ex-wives do I have anything to do with anymore.
Another
these are not even
$20
women that I wasn't even married to these people. Look, it's Tommy Jordan. Good.
Yeah, another $20 from Tommy. Sorry.
Oh,
20 we
absolutely,
interrupt
yes.
you. Hold on. We got to put that up. You know how
Man, I think I'm going to go on Husey and argue with Eckel. This seems like it's seems like you're arguing with Eckel Grift is really working.
Tommy really got fucked over in this. Hold on 1 second. Hit the like button. Fuck Eckel. Hi Pat, can you play a number if you're in the mood? I got 225 characters. Damn. Shout out me ASP Taz, Final Boss, DV Roy, 2026, Ava Eri, Jane, Ruaha, Flat J, Brock, and CMJ. Very funny. We will save Tommy. We'll save that for Pat. Can play a tune over on Pat. And
that's right. I'll play you a song over there if Schmuel sends me 10 of the dollars. But
Yeah.
Otherwise, fuck.
Yeah.
That. No, Tommy. You're welcome to come and watch my stream anytime and send money.
But Pat, I think the world is smaller, right? I mean, there's been quite a number of women, and I'm sure there have been women that have been involved in comedy and in entertainment that are gone, that have nothing to do with, right?
Yes, where are they? How come they made a different decision?
Well,
you have to really pay attention, to like how it all happened. So I mean, like I think it would make perfect sense for neither one of them to be anywhere near me. I didn't. I'll tell you something. Chrissy and I became good friends, over at Compound for a little while. Yeah, we really it was good to see her again and everything. It was great.
You guys did great. You did great together on set. That's for
I think
sure.
so too. Yeah, we had a great back and forth.
Other than somebody trying to.
Even Frank said so. Even Frank was like, you guys are very entertaining together.
Yeah, and then you had Mr. Me.
It was a different time. Yeah, that was one time that happened. Yeah.
Pop in, and yeah, unfortunately, it's the time that I think much of us remember. And Abba, this is the last one of these I'm going to put up. But I appreciate.
I don't mind if you don't mind. I don't. These are not difficult questions.
I don't mind. It's then.
I don't feel ambushed or anything.
Yes, I wouldn't want you to feel that way. Abba Riser for $5. Would you at least meet her halfway and let her suck your dick?
This is Chrissy's pimp, Ava.
You think maybe Chrissy's in Ava's ear? Like,
I am the last thing on Chrissy's mind always. I know that. I mean, she's very busy with her husband and alleged kid, and I think that they're all very happy. And plus, she's got these other problems to deal with. I mean, she's I don't even know if I'd be at the top of her list of exes. I was the last guy before Frank, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But you were the one that ended, right?
Yeah, I ended it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like she dumped you for the meter guy.
No. I got tired of her doing things that I didn't like, saying like she would. She had behaviors, man, that it got to a point where I'm like, all right, well, I mean, if you want to ruin it, then fine, it's ruined.
We all see that flat cat, but I don't want to read it. Very funny. Very funny.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. And then I can see how the Chrissy thing happens, right? And it has none of it's been. There's like nothing bad, right? You haven't really crossed paths that much
With Chrissy?
Since then, right? There's no heat. There's no whatever.
No. I mean, no.
Right.
I mean, like Compound was the last time I saw her would be, I don't know. I might have run into her at Compound. It might have been that appearance that might have been that day when she was hosting for me, or we went to Atlantic City. I don't remember which one was first.
Yeah. And
Atlantic City, I saw her there. Whatever, we didn't talk much, but visited a little bit.
Were you surprised when she came over?
The Compound?
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised when she got a show. I was surprised when I first heard she was coming on at all. Yeah.
No, I hadn't heard the story. I'd always heard that she got the job because Keith wanted to get laid and he thought he was going to.
That's what Gino said.
See, I thought I heard somebody say that Gino was the one that actually brought her in.
He did.
Like introduce her.
He did.
So then I'm like, oh, it's Gino. He's trying to stick it to Pat. So this wasn't just this didn't organically develop, but I'm probably wrong.
I don't know if he was already trying to stick it to me at that point or whatever. I'll tell you exactly the way it happened. Is the way I found out she was on there at all is I happened to run into Gino at this comedy club and he goes, "Oh, we had your girl on the other day again," and I'm like, "What? Huh? Again? My girl? What are you talking about?" And then, oh yeah, Chrissy. Oh yeah, he's like, "Didn't you date her?" Yeah. I'm like, "You did what?" And now here's the problem with her. It had been like a pretty, I don't want to say acrimonious kind of breakup or anything like that, but like I knew her to be like a far left type person, And I also knew that there's like in New York City, there's 1,000 female comics, and I was like, can you pick somebody else? Like, stop bringing her around. I don't want her around. I don't want to see her. I just don't want her around. Do whatever you want, but I mean, I don't want her around. And like, he kind of stepped on the gas with it then. And then after that, I remember telling, I told Keith, like, whatever, I guess she's on the show all the time. I said, whatever, you don't give her a show. And he went, and the light bulb went off, and like the next thing I heard was that she had a show. Keith really didn't like me very much. So I'll say that.
So I have a question about Keith in a minute. Reverend Rage for $1.99. Pat, who's a better comedian, Christy or Felicia?
It's comedy is subjective. That's all I can say.
What a diplomatic answer. So with Keith and Keith do it, running Compound and stuff like that. As I remember it, when Cumia got let go from Sirius, what do you call it? He was in the basement. He was really kind of depressed about it, and I think Keith really talked him into getting back on the air and do Compound. Am I incorrect in that, or
something like that? Yeah.
And
I
then
mean, I think, but he probably would have wound up there at some point anyway. But I think Keith was kind of like, so what are you doing? Let's go.
So then so it's almost like Anthony winds up accidentally with Keith running things, right? And then can't and it's the he doesn't get rid of people. He doesn't.
It wasn't really an accident. I think. I mean, I think he like obviously he. I mean, Keith was behind him and like lent energy and funds. Maybe I mean maybe he even invested in it. I don't know anything about that. I mean, really, this is kind of like stuff that I don't know about.
Okay. It just seemed to me. I got the impression that he probably wouldn't have selected Keith, but Keith was there. Keith talked him into doing it, and they didn't know how. Like then they don't know how to break up.
Well, no, I don't know if that's the case or not. I really don't. I don't know if I really don't know if that's the case, but I do know that like at some point he had to realize that like yeah, this guy makes some pretty wild decisions here. And he did go along with them, I mean, I went along with some of these payment decisions that were kind of, a little bit. They're being paid a little bit more than they were worth.
That don't make any sense.
Landau got paid a lot of money to come in and do it from Michigan. I thought that was fucking weird.
So look at that from Ari Jane.
What's it say?
We're gonna put it up in a second. So. There we go. Schmuel, you do have a flow about you. Methylene blue is my secret. What's yours? Cookie. That's my secret.
For looking good?
Cookie, yeah. She keeps me
for having your flow
in shape and with flow. So I am trying as desperately as I can to get this other freaking super chat up. And having no idea why it is not working. But we'll give it another shot here. There we go. Abba Riser for $5. Thank you so much. Abba, would you rather Chrissy or Keanu? Do I have to talk with him after?
Oh, is this me?
I would think it was for you, yeah, Pat.
Obviously Chrissy. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
See,
yeah, I never saw it with Keanu that much.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard.
I'm not saying she's ugly, just not my type.
Yeah, and that's a very good answer. She's attractive. She's a pretty girl. But the Geno taint has unfortunately gotten. I met her at Rodney's for the very first time in person, and she was very nice.
Yeah,
and it seems to me that away from being she's not forced, but she doesn't have to defend anything, right? Because she just gets to be herself. She seemed fine in person.
Oh, Keanu's I never seen her be anything. I mean, she's always nice to people. It seems like. I mean, I've never seen her get. I don't know when I've seen her get visibly angry or anything like that. I mean, that's many layers down, the anger. The only time I've seen it is when she's yelling at Gino, "I'll say it with my chest, homie," and all that kind of stuff. But I never. Besides that, I've never even seen her. She's always the one. That's kind of her. That's kind of her weapon is being untouchable. Emotionally, you can't hurt her feelings.
But she did look. You think because she seemed to really get her feelings hurt by pretty antisocial.
Well, she got her feelings hurt, I guess, crying on Schmuel's show that one day. I mean, that was what we were given to believe, but I didn't. I don't mean that.
Hughesy,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. You said Schmuel show.
Oh no! Oh right, yeah. No, you were there, but it was Hughesy show.
I was just not sympathetic to.
Oh, I didn't feel particularly sympathetic either at that moment.
Yeah, I just got the because it's the Jason Scoop stuff. It's horrible what happened to you, right?
I don't know anything about it.
It just she was.
I mean, I know I've heard everything.
Just assaulted physically, whatever, right? So
I've heard all that, yeah.
Right, but my point is that she's on stream and that she's crying about it and she's complaining that people in the dabbleverse are so mean and this is brutal. The way she was treated was brutal. And I'm like, my attitude was, well, you've really said some shitty stuff about a lot of people, and it's like, it's going to come back at you. And, so you can't, this isn't like an isolation. It's not like you came on as like a new, nice person and everybody just decided, oh, let's just shit on this guy,
Yeah.
So, that was my, all right.
I don't know what giving grace looks like exactly. I mean, like I don't have anything to do with that situation. So grace is not mine to give. I've never said anything about that. I've really never talked about that. I mean, I was responding before you even read it. I don't mean to be impolite.
No. Please be impolite. All right. So if we got good about another 15 minutes, if we could, my friend, what are, so we've pretty much gone through everything dabbleverse related, whatever. What's going on with the Pat Dixon show here? I see you're doing stuff in the morning, right? You've been you're doing stuff at night, and you're doing the Bob Levy thing, and it looks like you're going to be doing something with Haley.
Yeah, we seem to be settling into kind of a groove. I think we've been doing. Let's see. I believe the plan is Haley and I will be back on Thursday at 10 a.m. again. It'll be over on her channel, but I'll let her announce that for official. Yeah, doing stuff with Bob and trying to look. I'm looking to have interesting people on. To actually sit and talk for a little while and have some fun in the afternoons. So it's that's all that's going on. And still doing the show at night, but not every. For a while it was like 11 to 5 every morning or some shit. And it was just like it's like a lot of hours. But I mean, I liked it and everything, but like I don't really want to do that right now.
I would,
but I'm on at night still, like 11 o'clock generally.
I'd go to bed with the AirPods in, and then like at 11 with you on, and then get up at like 3 in the morning to take a piss.
It will not interrupt your sleep.
And you were still in my ears, and I'm like,
who doesn't want that kind of constant...
he can't still be on. Like,
who doesn't want that kind of constant companionship? Grace is Tommy says that Grace is the opposite of what happened on Easter. I wasn't there.
Yes.
Had nothing to do with it.
And we don't know who Grace is, but I'm sure she's a nice person. Cool. All right. I'm sorry. I just had a brain fart, and I apologize. I got to ask you about Marsh. So, do you think that he wanted into the dabbleverse? Was that like a? Because it's very funny to be. He's complaining about. I never wanted to be in, but yet you were running around with the Burger King hat on, claiming yourself the king of the dabbleverse. And it seems getting a girlfriend changed everything. But it seems to be, to me, that there's a lot of people that keep going, the dabbleverse sucks. Oh, you're all a bunch of assholes. But they all seem to show up here.
Yeah, we wouldn't hear him saying that if they weren't here, right? I don't know. I mean, like so what's the question?
What do you think do you think more people want into the dabbleverse and there's actually more to it than it comes across that we think? I don't know, that's necessarily the greatest question in the world, but
more to it than when they I don't know what you mean, but like,
well, the rest of the streaming communities look down on the dabbleverse. Right. I mean,
do they?
To be perfectly honest, and everyone from Mersh's crew to Gomez and Lucia and those guys, definitely dabbleverse redheaded stepchild.
Well, Gomez is way above everything that's involved with this shit. I mean, Gomez the Legion of Skanks is fucking huge. Their festival is huge, the Skank Fest and all that kind of stuff. And he's still involved with, he's doing things on a pretty high level. So I can see that. I think that he's actually pretty fair about it. I mean, but sometimes not. Because if you're not looking really closely at it, it might look a way that it doesn't. Everybody has their point of view. I don't know. I mean, but I don't think that it's. I didn't know everybody looked down on it. Jeez, I feel bad now. Besides, you mean like Mersh and stuff? He looks down on it. Well, if you're Mersh, you're always looking down on everything and everybody. You know.
Yeah, but it also seems like just generally speaking. I mean, even in the people who are in the dabbleverse seem to have a self-hate about being in the dabbleverse.
I think a lot of people are just repeating what they hear. You know, I mean, like they. Don't you think? Don't you think a lot of people are just going like they hear that said so much that it becomes just like a self-perpetuating sort of thing that goes around? It's like this job. They think it's sort of like when people have a job, you know, and they're like, oh my god, this work, right? You know, wherever it is they're doing, like they hate fucking, you know, Shoney's or wherever the fuck they work. You know, it's like there's like a built-in kind of, you know, but. It's growing, I think. You know, it seems to swell from time to time. I mean, it made it into the New York Post and shit. That was kind of interesting. You know, I mean, that was kind of a high point, right? And, like, people, the fact that it's even known about at all is kind of new, isn't it? It wasn't even known. Nobody knew anything about a dabbleverse 2 years ago, and now it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and look, the Stuttering John lawsuit certainly helped, and as well as the Hackamania, because as much as these guys are assholes, you can't deny the success of Hackamania. I mean, you can, but
no,
it's not.
You can't. It was a big success, and it was a lot of fun, and everybody was there, loved it, and people who didn't go, you know, they're like grumbling, I guess. But like, look at a big picture. It's just a bunch of interesting personalities, and like when you know about them, and you get to know like what each person's deal is, it's even more interesting. And like, people say it's impossible to explain, but if you just go from user to user to user, it's easy to explain. I don't know. You can't really put that in a fucking soundbite or something. Maybe, you know, maybe it's not easy to do that with, but it's just a community of like, I mean, community's maybe the wrong word, but just like a bunch of streamers, you know, who are doing. I think a lot of people have interesting enough shows, and everybody has these takes, and you don't have to be good. You really don't have to be that good.
I've proved that.
Yeah, you and many others, and me, you know, all of us have proven you don't have to. I mean, like, I had some kind of prior experience with it, you know, but it's like, I don't, geez, like, I'm not up here, like, you know, reinventing the wheel or anything. So I think that, like, look at how Haley got into it, you know. I mean, like, her show was just, like, looking at, like, these antisocial type people, you know, people who have personality disorders, and somehow that brought her to this area, you know. It's kind of appropriate.
I think when it comes to, like, a Haley, I think that the hate that she garners, if she garners any, is really more like people who are like, I could do that. I could have done that, you know?
So, yeah, I think people... I think people are resentful of her because they don't have what she has. They don't have like they don't get it. They don't get how somebody is like her, and I think that's a lot of it. And if you want to know what I mean she's like a little bit. She's kind of chill and above it, and she puts together a really, you know, well organized and entertaining show and stuff like that. People like her. I think that a lot of people like her. That makes some of the people who don't feel like people like them all that much kind of resentful. You know, like, why does everybody like her?
Yeah, I think you might be right. Also, but when you get to know her, you realize
you don't like her so much, right? I know
she puts a lot of work into this stuff. You know, like when she does a show, I think she's done a lot of prep work. This is not just. She doesn't just turn on the camera and do something half-assed.
No, she doesn't.
So,
but she also has a limited amount of time to fuck with it too.
Right. All right.
She has 18 kids, Seth. I mean,
and a giant black husband who I got to meet in Las Vegas. All right. I am having major difficulty getting the super chats up here, or super tips. So I'm just going to go ahead.
I told you how to do it.
I did it, but the overlay is not. It's on my wherever we are in EvMux on my editor screen. I can see the super chat. If
That's
I try
funny,
to
'cause I couldn't-
transition over to the live screen, it doesn't go over.
Okay,
just
try
the
doing it.
QR code.
Try doing it. Do it. Switch screens.
How do I switch screens? Oh,
Well,
you mean I'm
just
doing
do it, just
transition?
the transition, yeah.
Yeah, I did the transition. It's not moving. And
Okay, I was just seeing if it was up on the actual YouTube feed.
oh, we had
It's
this. What do you call it? I mean, I had this all working before. They had to go and change things, bastards.
Well, it worked once. It worked several times tonight.
Yeah,
So
it's still Moody's fault.
I have to say it's user error at this point, my friend.
Moody, it's so funny because I talked to Moody, and I like Moody, but Moody, there we go.
See?
Albariza for $3. What is your take on the blacks? Frankly, if you're asking me, I like them.
I like them too. I feel a kinship with them.
I agree. I can't argue with you there. So
I feel a strong kinship with, I mean, like, I hate to generalize about a whole group, I mean, certainly there's exceptions, but, blacks in general, yeah.
I will say one of the things I notice in the dabbleverse is
Great question, though.
seems to be a lot of racists here, but I do laugh about, and I pick on Mersh again, just the blacks this, and I'm like going, he does what he complains about those guys doing, which I think is so hilarious,
Well, they say all criticism is self-criticism.
Well, that's a Vince the lawyer says that. All right. Albariza for $3. Have you ever fornicated with a prostitute? I have not.
I haven't either, no.
So
No,
sorry.
I couldn't because, like, for me, that wouldn't be, it wouldn't do anything for me, actually. I know it's weird, right? I couldn't get into it. I know, like, maybe maybe there's a whore that could change my mind or something, but I really don't think I could get into it.
So wait a second. So are you saying that? Are you implying that there's something more? There's something about reaching the point of having sex with somebody that it's a sense of accomplishment or
No, nothing like that. No, I have to at least like somebody, though.
So you would not be the guy that we would give $8,000 to stick his dick in
No,
a guy's ass in Vegas.
I wouldn't be gay for pay, and I also, I don't. I wouldn't feel safe. I mean, I really with a prostitute, I could never feel safe. I fear that sort of thing.
The disease thing, or that you get stabbed in the neck?
Well, there's a lot of possibilities, aren't there?
Yeah. So, what do you call it? LaGuardia Airport, obviously, and
Yeah, we're very close.
and you lived in Astoria, and at one point in my life, I drove a cab in that area, and we used to pick up the prostitutes at the Westway Motor Inn, which is now a homeless shelter, and take them back into the city. And so you would get guys would fly into LaGuardia, have these chicks meet them at the West, come to the Westway Motor Inn, and then they would fly back out. Anyways, as the cab driver was driving them back,
They
don't
fly
ask me.
in and fuck some whore, and then
and fly out. And I worked for this. It was before the days of Uber. It was radio cars. They'd call up a car number and you'd go pick them up. Mostly local, but you take them back in. And I used to get to listen to them as they were in the back of the cab, because oftentimes there were two of them, and there were these two girls that looked nothing like each other except they were the same height, and they both had bleach blonde hair, and they played twins. And they would talk about these guys and their prostitute experiences with each other as they were going back, and you would get to hear it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from this stuff. But I think the fear thing goes both ways, right? I think they're a little. It's got to be scary just going up to some room with some guy.
they've done it a number of times, and I'm sure they have a plan. So they maybe some of them would be afraid if they're new. but I think they get a little world weary and smart. Defend. They take care of themselves. I think they're probably all right.
There we go. Did you ever ride to Ethan Allen with Scar? Did you ever give a ride to Ethan Allen with Scar? No, Tommy, I have not, but thank you for the $2. It was like 1980 something. So
Pre Yelp.
Pre-Yelp, pre-everything. Back in the days where you used to make a decent amount of money at $3.50 a night driving in a cab. So those were the days. In any event, Pat, I have taken up more than enough of your time.
Agreed.
Would you like to do? Thank you.
Pat's coming. Pat's coming.
Pat is the greatest guy in the world because you'll say shit to him like you're going, oh, I feel like I'm too ugly to be on camera, and he'll say, oh, there's a lot of ugly people on camera. You wanted what's a little. Oh, you're not that ugly,
I'd much rather know it's an open, inclusive thing, Anyway, thanks. P. Dixon tonight, sometime probably, and if not, I'll see you soon. But yeah, everybody subscribe if you would like. I'd love to have you subscribe. P. Dixon.
Thank you, boss. It's always
Thank you.
it's always great to have you on. And
Appreciate it. I'll see
thank
you
you.
later.
Pat's leaving. All right, guys.
Pat's coming. Pat's coming.
That was my Pat Dixon. All right. Well, that is good news because your backseat would poop. Oh, yeah, Tommy. Oh, yeah. I did try to get on Ethan the other night, but I don't know. People get annoyed at that. Oh, look, when I left my camera, am I going the right way? Wrong way. Hold on, you're getting to see. Unbanned Josh Jenny fan should be happy he gets to see my printer. Let's move this back to where it was. Cool. There we go. All right. I'm here for you guys for about 15 questions. Anything interesting pop up that you want? And if Ava's watching the show and she can hear me, I would like you to unblock me somewhere so I can send you a message. All right. And look at this. Hold on. This is from Ava, but I think Pat left already. You stated it wouldn't do anything for me about the idea of fucking a prostitute because you wouldn't feel safe. Jesus, why did it go away? Is it impossible if you get hard for someone you don't vibe with emotionally? Well, Pat's gone. I'll answer that question, but thank you for the $10. My answer is yes. But like when you're younger, I mean, you get hard to picture on a telephone book. But as you get older, it can't. I needed the emotional vibe, and someday I'll tell the story of how I discovered that. All right. Whoa, hold please. I gotta do a little. I have this. It's I have to go into layers every time this comes up and refresh and do that. And there we're back. Comments. And it's from Charlie McDennis for $2. What's your P.O. box? I got some aviators to send you, boss. My address. I'll put it in the description, but it's 57 South Main Street, number 214, Neptune, New Jersey. But I have to look up the zip code for Neptune because I don't remember it. Come on. Damn it. But yeah, send it away. 07753. But I have to put that in the description. Thank you, Charlie McDennis. Put that back up. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, and anybody who wants to get me can get me there. I will put that stuff up. We do have a phone number, which is 201-936-0337, that you can leave messages at. Tug Simp 123, Ava is disgusting. I disagree. But look, I think she's interesting. I think we just have sort of this like philosophical, I should have said, as opposed to fundamental differences and stuff. But look, you got to admit that she brings it when she comes, whether you like her or don't like her, or Flat Cat Jessica. Uh, I don't have a deal with that. The Pakistan population can't handle American society. It turns their children into avas. Nah, it's ridiculous. I know loads and loads of Pakistanis, so there we go. Unbanned Josh Denny fan always gets one chat put up at night at least. Buckman, hope the rest of the show pulls out of the boring nightmare that the Dixon interview was. I'll hang up and listen later. I like Dixon, and they're not boring. And for some reason, it is basically just a touch base for two kind of friends that haven't talked to each other in a while. But I like it. I think it's better on screen than not. So let's just say I'm glad she got to read that. LOL, I have no idea. But I can't. Ava's got to unblock me from something else, and then we'll talk about getting her unblocked in here. But I'm not going to be putting up Ava tweets, chats, because she's not going to have a chance to respond, and I don't want to. I don't want to do that. So there we go. Yeah, dude, let's talk a bit about what happened earlier today on Husey. Quick. I was invited on. So Husey told me that he was having Eckel and Tommy on, and I knew Eckel and Tommy were having some issues. And then later on, Eckel told me I should come on. And I said, no, I didn't really want to do that because I didn't want to be piling on. And I know Tommy had his own issues. Then eventually, at some point, I turned on the show and Tommy wasn't there. And it was Eckel, Rochi, and Husey and Lemmy. And I said, all right, well, I can pop on. And I did go in. And then I fucked up my audio because I was outside and I live near a high school stadium and there was a game going on. And I went inside for noise and then messed up my sound. And as not Victoria would say, Husey's stream was bizarre. It was bizarre. And I'm gonna try here to sort of add some rationality to what I thought was going on. And really what I thought was going on was Eckel has at least I know he does with me, right? So he says he makes a lot. There's a lot of on his stream, at least. Let's not accuse him of doing it. There's always a lot of kind of like snide comments, snarky comments about other streamers. Particularly, at least I see it for me, and Tommy, I guess, sees it. And there's none of the no, like I'm gonna speak for him now. Neither one of us give a shit, right? Like it comes with the territory. It's not a big deal, whatnot. And I think what set Tommy off was that Eckel came after me and got upset with me because of comments that I made, which I didn't think were that hideous. And so, and Tommy was like, "What the fuck," you know? And so I think that's where it went out. And you know, and that's where that went. And then it just got like it was weird. It just got sort of crazy because I didn't. My mic was fucked up and whatever. But and I eventually jumped off because I didn't really want to get into it. But we weren't having. It was like it should have been a discussion kind of thing and talk, but it didn't work that way. You know, it went. I don't know. And the two of them were just going at it. But there's this thing of like criticizing Tommy and what he does. And this all comes back to Eccles a couple of times made comments about you get the feeling that he was jealous about that Tommy was getting lots of viewers compared to him, or that I was getting viewers compared to him with the amount of work he put in, and we don't do anything. And of course that gets turned around to oh, we're butthurt that he said. No, not at all. Neither one of us had commented on it or remarked on it. Um, but you put that together with other stuff, and you're like, oh wait, man, this guy really does think this stuff, you know? And I like Echo. We went on that stream the other day. I thought it was a waste of time. And I don't know, it's like this is kind of one of those things where, like, if you're pissed off at me for something, you know how to get a hold of me, you can call me. Just fucking do it, right? Like let's do that. And then if we're going to argue, I thought I was going on there to have an argument with him. I didn't know that I was going on there to get big, long explanation of his feelings and what I said, and then that whole thing with the face reveal. It was torture. So I know, I know I shouldn't have been looking at my phone, but I was bored as fuck. I was like, what's the point? But all that said, I like the guy, so I didn't want to be a complete asshole, you know? And so I tried, I tried to go through it. But there we go. Brock, I think Eccles is ready to snap like the Joker. No, I don't think so, but I do think that I think Echo not it's like I have a feeling he's very very controlled in his life and how he does things. And guys like Tommy and me make him crazy because we just look like we're winging it all the time. And admittedly, we probably are. Uh, but but we're happy at doing it. And it's like, no, this is, my thing is that you have to be in control. You have to do things step by step. That's how everything is done. And this is what you do. And that's what leads to people liking you or whatever. And these two guys are just fucking morons, and yet people like them. So I don't get it. Props 4793. Eckel outboard Schmuel. Schmuel runs a car wash and you board him. I'd wrap it up. I honest to God have no idea what that means, but there you go. Tug Simp. Whoa, this is from Tommy Jordan. Tub Simp 123. Yeah, Eckel has been talking to me for months, and my show. Well, hold on, let me restart. Tug Simp 123. Yeah, Eckel has been talking about me for months in my show, but go off Queen. I can't defend my guy Buckman. Whoa, who I met 3 times now. Who the fuck have you met? Stop coming for me, bimbo. You are nothing. All right. That was from Tommy Jordan, and I'm not reading these first. So if I know the name, I'm really just putting them up. The ones that I read are the people whose names I don't know. See, this is the thing. The Tommy Jordan, I thought you didn't give a shit. This is a hack, and this is even more hack. Tojo crashing out again. No, this is hack stuff. This came up because I hate to use the word, but I think what Tojo is looking at is like he's going, wait, this guy's been doing this shit all the time, talking shit, and now he's coming after somebody who just made him who just who just made a comment or whatever. And so it's not crashing out, it's not coping and seething, it's just Tommy expressing his opinion. And Tommy does what he does, man. He's an expressive guy, so be thankful for that, you know and there's enough fucking pussies in this universe, the entire universe, that get a fucking few men who are going to stand up and say something. But you guys, and then exactly, and here we go. Schmuel's simping and sweeping for Tojo. I don't need to simp and sweep for Tojo, right? And I might be using Tojo a little bit to. Well, you could figure it out, Roy. Right? I'm getting to use a third party just to express some of my feelings. Maybe is that possible, or is that too much to calculate? But I do love the I do. I will never get past the coping, soothing, simping, sweething, seething, uh, all of this stuff. It's very funny. It's usually, I think, what happens is people make a stupid comment, and then when you're answering the stupid comment, or calling them out, you're coping. That's what you're doing, or you're seething. That's what you're doing. But really, you're just sort of putting somebody where they belong. In any event, past the Hackamania trip changed Eckel. Not gonna lie. I don't know that. What do you call it? It did. I mean, I guess I have to say that, but I don't know. You know, there's the old line of circumstances don't make a man; they reveal him. And so, uh, maybe the person you saw before Hackamania was not the real, like, wasn't that was the different person, and the person you saw after was actually the real person. Um, but you know, I don't know. I don't want to shit on what do you call it? I like I like Eckel. I like Eckel. It's hard for me to say that I don't, but it's like everybody in the dabbleverse. It's you get everybody's different personalities, but those different personalities are what make them stream, and that's what makes them interesting. So I wouldn't everybody milk toast or all the same, because then nothing would happen, right? Nothing would be different. In any event, I'm gonna have to run. Uh, the Tommy Jordan, you barely have a show, but you all know his name, right? Everybody knows Tommy. Most people like Tommy, and Tommy if nothing else, Tommy's a ballsy motherfucker. So you got give him credit for that, but don't get mad at Tommy because Tommy does what Tommy wants to do, and not necessarily what you want him to do. So there we go. See, Frank loves. Would you say you're in awe of Pat? Do I look like I'm in awe of Pat? I don't know. Are you in awe of me? I don't know. No, I look. Pat's really talented, and I don't care what you guys think. Yeah, says the Frank. The Tommy Jordan was loving you today on Husey, Girth Woman. It's so Tommy and I's friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, we kind of break each other's balls, and we're honest about stuff, you know? Like I've said to Tommy things about uh streaming and consistency. I've booted Tommy from the show, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. It's like, but we're men, we're adults, and so it's like we understand what this is all about, right? And it's just we're having fun. So I don't know what other people are doing, but Tommy and I are having fun, and we're enjoying them. Tug Simp, your clout chasing time with Tojo is limited. Yes, that's very funny. But what do you call it? Yeah, Tommy's a doer. If Tommy gets clout, if Tommy's had clout, it's because of the things that he's done, not because he's chasing it. And I can tell you that because Tommy fucking does. He does a lot on his own, man. He was there long after we were gone, down the gondola, the canals of the Venetian, getting sung "O Solo Mio" to. So thanks, Tommy. And let's see. I'm just going to go with one more. Oh, what is Karmic's sock account? I don't know. What do you call it? I don't know. Sorry, this one interested me. I have no idea. Hold on. Jesus, why won't it go up? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong goddamn button. Schmuel Buckman asked Pat Dixon about him and Drunk Marsh on Ralph's Killstream a few years back. I will have to. I wish we'd gotten that earlier in the night. So Shadora Sanders Pro Bowl is asking, what is the Karmic X sock count? And this is a question I asked before the show of somebody. Did Karmic get his channel back, or is he ban evading? And I'm told that he's ban evading. So there you go with that. Tommy is asking when I'm getting my scooter back. And Tommy, I think my phone is dead actually. We got tiny juice. I got a message from, the little whatever. I got the message that said the battery is dying in the AirTag that's on that scooter. So I don't know if I can still find it, but let's try right now. And I will put it up. It's dying. It was at 945 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. 12226 9 minutes ago. So whenever you're ready, dude. I should probably keep checking it and just see if it's at the same address, like we can figure it out where the house is. But I don't think 945 Flatbush. I'm going to bet that that's a store. So I will bet we can find it. It's probably being used for like whatever Grubhub or something at the time. NJ Ranger, pest. If the one gentleman who had his phone did it, you ain't never getting that shit back. I have no idea what that is. Tommy is the realest one in the DV, in my opinion. Whether Tommy is real or not, my view of Tommy is he doesn't give a fuck. That's his thing. It's like, Tommy goes to bed at night and he don't care about nothing. So all right, cool. And I missed anyway, I missed something from Vinyl Boss. Before I go, Tommy Jordan, we have to hurry up. I'll bring my tools in EUC. We could do that, but I think it would be I wonder if one of us, but probably me, would put on a suit and we would walk up with like a microphone and a camera and ask them another question and then start asking them about stolen stuff. But I don't know if we can pull that off. So that's it. I think I'm about done here. I want to do one thing first for someone. So let's give me one sec. And all right. Geez, why am I having such issues? Anyway, all right. It doesn't. Oh, there we go. Because I'm an idiot. That's why. But I think you all know that. And here we go. And it's very funny, like as Dixon said, right? It's great. It's great that I can suck so bad and still be here. All right. The plan is I don't know that I'll be around for the weekend. So I doubt you will see me. I may pull something up tomorrow. But for tomorrow afternoon. But as the summer has started, I am now. It's guest season, and I don't think Mrs. Buckman would be very happy with me dissing my guests. So there we go. And I'm sorry, I said I would do this. This is what we're delaying. All right. I'm out of here. Go give Final Boss a look. I would appreciate that and thank him for helping us for tonight. You're all very cool. I am going to do against my better judgment. I am sending my God, I can't speak. I'm tired. All right, I'm sending you cats over to. I'm gonna redirect to Stevie Lou. So if you want to save your life, um, we will do that. And yes, everyone, remember to pay your HOA fees. Um, and Ava, if you're listening, I'm talking about Twitter because I can't DM on here. All right, guys. Good night, and we'll see you soon. Oh, he ain't live anymore. Well, then we're not sending you over there. What kind of an asshole starts a show at 9 o'clock and is off at 10:23? Um, so hold on. Let's just see if there's uh anybody out there we want to send it to. I'd send you to Granny, but you'd have to make fun of him. Oh, dudes, I got a great surprise for you. You cats have fun.